most private conversations, most secret conversations. That's why people, one shouldn't have to hide one's passcode to their phone. Why? Why would a person hide their passcode? Of course, you'd hide it from the average person, but I mean from your own family members. What are you hiding? Similarly, a person wouldn't hide and have private conversations, have a secret another phone and things like that. For what purpose? There's always, whenever there's secrecy, whenever there's, concealment, whenever there's hidden, whenever there's, all this, there's usually, because unfortunately there's greater sin behind it. Because very rarely in secrecy is there good. Very rarely. Whenever there's secrecy, generally speaking, it is bad. Somebody's concealing something. Somebody's trying to, fool somebody. Somebody's trying to take advantage of somebody. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that in the majority of these private conversations, there is no good in them whatsoever. He then makes an exception, but the exception is a minority. And that is when you're encouraging somebody to give sadaqah. Now, if you pull somebody over because you don't want to embarrass him, maybe. Yeah, you don't want to embarrass him because you're telling him to do something, you're advising him. And therefore, that also tells us that advice should normally be given in privacy. Unless, of course, you don't really want this person to act on your advice, but you're just having a go at him. But if you genuinely want somebody to act on your advice, then pull them into privacy. Call them and say, brother, can I have a word? You keep talking to me that there's all sorts going on in your life, that there's this happening, there's that happening, there's this going on. Look, there's this project. Why do you give some sadaqah? Sadaqah will, tutfi'un nar, it puts out fires. It puts out harm. Sadaqah acts like a shield. It deflects any harm that's coming your way. But if you don't give the sadaqah, then how is that harm going to be deflected? The harm is going to come your way. Furthermore, is whenever you're going to give him some advice, ma'ruf, you're giving him some advice. So give that advice in privacy. Don't give that advice in public, because if you give that advice in public, then your intention wasn't to give advice. Your intention was to challenge him. Right? Give the advice in privacy. And if that person is not taking your advice, well, it doesn't matter to you because the advice you're giving him was for his benefit. You weren't giving him that advice for your benefit. You were giving that advice for his benefit. He doesn't want to take it. That's fine. Of course, there are times, let's just say there's an organization or a person who is a public person that people are going to, and you become aware, unfortunately, that he's doing something wrong. But that would mean that you are senior to this person, because how would you know that they're doing something wrong? So you'd become aware that this person is doing something wrong. So you'd approach him in privacy and you'd say, look, brother, you're doing this. This is not right. You're deceiving people. People are coming to you. You're telling them that, if they give you some money, then you will give them a ta'weez, and with that ta'weez, they'll get better. You don't know if they'll get better. There's no guarantee of that. And you're taking 100, 200, 300 pounds off people. And these are simple people. And they're going away thinking that all their lives problems are going to disappear overnight. And they're not. And they're already financially in a difficult position, and you continue to take advantage of them. So don't do that.